So here is the famous Taylor Swift cardigan, and today we are going to make a bag inspired by this very famous article of clothing. Today I have a treat for you. We are going to make a Taylor Swift inspired crossbody or shoulder bag, and this is inspired by her famous cardigan. So the cardigan is mostly white and has these stars on the elbows. And I added a border around the top to look like the cuff of her sleeve. We tried to do this fun braid as a strap. And I'd really love for you to come along and maybe make something for yourself or a young person in your life who might enjoy carrying this bag. So please join me. The size hook that I used, you could use any size hook, but I used a 4.5 millimeter hook. I used regular Bernat premium yarn in 3 colors, so white, gray, and navy blue. And these are all the colors that are in Taylor Swift's famous cardigan. Please join me. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the front and back panel. So it's basically just a square granny square with the star appliques on top. We're going to do 8 rounds of solid granny square. So to start a solid granny square you're going to first start with a slip knot. Okay, a lot of people use the magic loop, but I don't like it. I don't like the magic loop with granny squares, just preference. So we're going to do a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to take our hook and insert it through the first chain and pull it on through. Okay, so this is our loop. It's a little bit tight, but it only doesn't really matter. It won't last long. So the next we're going to chain 5, and this is going to count as the beginning of the corner. So here we go. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. And we're going to go ahead and yarn over, insert through the center, and we're going to do another double crochet. That's going to act as the other part of a corner. There's 1 double crochet. We're going to be doing 3 double crochets. There's 1 there, 2, and 3. So now we've come to our corner. We're going to be doing chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 3 more double crochets into the center. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have 2 clusters plus 1 start of a cluster. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to do 3 more double crochets into the center. 1, 2, 3. And now this is a corner. We're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Now we have to remember that this chain is counting as a double crochet. So this one, we're just going to do 2 double crochets. Here we go. 1 and 2. And to close this up, we're just going to count up 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. And in the 3rd stitch of that chain, we're going to insert our hook and pull it on through. So that's round number 1. And from here, we're just going to start chaining. We're going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, here we are at a corner. With the solid granny square stitch, we're going to be doing 2 double crochets into each corner. 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 into the same space. So 1 and 2. Continuing on down this one. So for the solid granny square, we're going to go into the top of each stitch with a double crochet. So there should be 3 double crochets coming up here. There's 1, 2, and 3. Here we are back at a corner again. So we're going to be doing 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets for our corner. Here we go. 1, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 in this corner. 1 and 2. Now sometimes the next stitch can get buried by the corner, so we just move it a little bit. Make sure you can see the 3 stitches here. So we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Back at a corner, we're going to be doing 2, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 in the same corner. 1, 2, and then 3 in the next 3 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and back at the corner it's going to be 2 chain 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more double crochets, 1, 2. Now we're almost back to the first chain that we did. That chain counts as a double crochet in this one, so we just have 2 more to do. So here we go. We'll go through the next 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to find the top of this chain. So there's 1, 2, 3, and right in that chain you're going to stick your hook in there and pull it through. So it's starting to look right. This pattern increases by 4 on each side each time. So this is 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3, 7. Each row is going to increase by 4 double crochets, and the corners are consistent. They're going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So I'll take you around a few more rounds. And my original project, I did 8 rounds. So I'm going to be doing 8 rounds to match it up. Of course, if bigger or smaller, depending on how big you want your project to be. So starting from this point, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to count as a double crochet. And now I have 2 more. So I'm going to do my double crochet into the next 2. 1, 2. So this starting point kind of will be moving, not moving, but it's not going to start at the corner. It's going to be in the middle somewhere. So back at the corner, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, 1, 2. Here we are back at this whole panel. So you're going to be doing 1 in this space all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 more. So we're going to be doing 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the corner we're going to be doing 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Your chain 2, 2 double crochets. Oops, missed it. 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and then continuing on. Okay, so I've made it back to the beginning. My very last stitch was there. Here's the original chain I started with. I'm going to go up to the top, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to slip into that stitch and secure it. Again, we're going to be chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to continue around the same way you did with all the other rows. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go for 8 rounds. Again, you can make it bigger if you'd like, smaller if you'd like, but just keep in mind that your stars, you want them to be able to fit somewhere. So to begin our star applique for our Taylor Swift inspired bag, we're going to be using Bernat Premium or any kind of worsted weight gray color or silver colored yarn. And we're going to start with a basic slip knot. And the size hook I'm using is a 2 millimeter hook. You can change the size, you can vary. I just chose this size because it was a good fit for the size of my bag. So starting with a slip knot, you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're going to take the end of your hook and insert through the first chain, yarn over, and slip on through to create a circle. Okay, so from this point, we're going to be chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And in the center of this ring, you're going to be doing 14 double crochets. So yarn over, insert through the center, yarn over and pull through. You should have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll show you that again. Yarn over, insert through the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So in the end, we're going to have 14 plus the chain for a total of 15 spikes. Here we go. So let's go until you have 14 double crochets. So we're going to find the top of the chain. So there is 1, 2, and then 3. This is right here. So underneath that little V stitch, you're going to insert and pull through for a slip knot. So you should have a cute little disc like this. And from here, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to be working back down that chain in a series of stitches, and we're going to be doing this 5 times to create 5 spikes. So in skipping the first stitch, in the second stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. There's a single. Okay, and I'm keeping my thumb here just to control my work and I keep track of my stitches. So that was the first one. The second one here, we're going to yarn over, insert through that next chain, pull up a loop. This is half double crochet, so I'm going to pull through all the way. Okay, so that was a single, half double. Now we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And the last one is going to be a triple stitch or a treble stitch, as some people would call it. And we're going to yarn over twice, 1, 2, and then insert through the next available stitch, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to skip the next 2 spaces, 1, 2, and we'll go into this next one here with a slip. We're going to slip into that space. Okay, so that creates the first corner of our star. So we'll repeat that 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the first one into the second space, single crochet. Half double into the next one, yarn over, insert, and pull through all 3. The next stitch is going to be a double crochet, so we're going to insert, pull through 2, pull through 2. And the last one is going to be the treble or triple crochet into the next stitch. There's 1, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. You can see why it's called the triple crochet because you're doing 3 passes. You're going to skip the next 2 and you're going to do a slip stitch into the next one. So skipping 2 each round. And now we're going to skip these 2, and the base of the first one, we're going to insert into that little stitch that's right there. So we're skipping 1, 2, and that little space there, just shove it in and pull it through. Now, very important. Okay. So now that we've reached the end of this star, we're going to cut a not very long, but long enough that we can use this end to sew it onto our project when we're done. So cut off give yourself some room here. And then we're going to just simply, you don't need to yarn over anything. If you yarn over, it's going to leave a bump there. So we're just going to pull it on through. Then we can go in and weave in this one at the back. I actually didn't do that with mine. I cut it a little bit short, and I know that this is going to be an applique. So I'm going to grab my darning needle and I'm going to sew it onto my bag. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to take these stars, and we're kind of going to see there's a seam right here where we have been doing the chain. I'm just going to conceal it a little bit by placing one of my appliques here. And before I sew that down, I'm just going to grab my other 2 and make sure that they're going to be placed well. You don't want to have them too close together because you might run out of space here. So I'm going to make one there, one here, and then one in this corner. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew down my first one. Just wanted to see how it would look. So we're going to take our first star, and this is going to be the same for all of the stars, and just put the end onto my darning needle. Now with this one, the wrong side is the inside of a bag, so we don't have to worry too much about the thread showing through. It's okay if it does. In other appliques, sometimes we just do a surface stitch, but this one we're going to go right through just to save time and be more efficient. So here we go. I'm just going to grab this all together and pick it up. And this is just the way I work. So starting in this spot, I'm going to just start sewing this applique, and I'm going to go right through the back. Okay, and I'm going to go this way around. So I'm going to add little stitch, a little stitch here. You want to make sure you're grabbing some of this. Now you could sew it over. So I could go over, but I'm just going to go up and down along this edge. And then go back up. Okay, so now I've gone from this corner, I'm going to go down this way. Try to keep it in a good location. Down through this one. Okay, so I've gotten to the end of my star. I'm right here. I'm just going to flip over my work, and we're going to just secure this end in. I'm just going to go a few times in and out. Again, this back is going to be the inside of the bag, so if it's not the neatest, it's not a big deal. We just want to make sure that the star doesn't fall off or that threads don't come poking through. I feel confident in this, so I'm going to grab my scissors and trim. Just cut that end right off. So there's my first star. I'm going to add 2 more stars to this. Okay, here I have both of my panels, so panel 1 and panel 2. They both have their stars attached. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do this with the wrong sides together. And we're going to sandwich these together, and we're going to, using our crochet hook, we're going to do a single crochet all the way around until we get to the opposite corner. So let's get started. Grab your white or cream colored yarn and your larger hook. I like to start mine with a slip knot, and I'm going to start in this corner and go around that way, just because it seems natural to me. And this should be super easy. So we're going to insert our hook through the corner, and we're going to attach our yarn with the slip knot, pull it through, chain 1, and then I think in each corner we're going to maintain the 2, chain 2 and then 2. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in this corner, so it's kind of like a half corner. 1, 2. We're not going to do our chain 2 because we're not going to be finishing this corner. So we're going to go all the way down, and we're going to keep our stitches lined up, and we're going to do a single crochet through 2 stitches on either side. I'm just going to make sure that I have the right one on the back, and single crochet. This one, and then the one behind it, and a single crochet. Okay, so check every now and then to make sure that you have your posts lining up. I wonder if you can see that well enough. So through this stitch, and then through these two, go. One more stitch. Okay, so I've made it down to the corner. So there's a corner here and there's a corner here. So I'm going to make sure those two are lined up very, very well. And in this corner, I'm going to do 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, just to keep the corner neat. So 2 single crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to turn the corner, and in the same stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. Okay, we're going to continue down this line, do the corner as we did this corner, and then go right to the very end. So let's continue. So I made it up to the corner. There's 1 stitch and the 2nd stitch, and I'm not going to finish off just yet. I'm going to use this string, and I'm going to go around the edge of this whole thing with single crochet. So here is how it's looking so far. It's looking pretty good. Here we're at a corner. We're going to ignore the corners now. They don't exist anymore. So we're just going to go into the double crochet that's there with a single crochet all the way around. And when we get to the end of the round, we're going to be changing colors. So that's the top of our corner there. We're going to open it up this way. I think we should put a stitch right there. I'm kind of winging this as I go along. How about we add an extra one in that same space just to make a bridge over that hump. So we'll put 2 in this other corner from the back side just to even it out. Okay, and then we'll keep going until we get to where we started. For the sake of symmetry, because we put 2 on the other side, we're going to get 2 in this one. And I think we're just going to join right to this spot here. I'm going to snip my yarn. I'm going to just You could add a color on here. I'm just going to pull it through, and I'm going to start my next color in a different spot. So far, so good, looking great. This is where our navy blue is going to come in. We're going to make it a little bit deeper than a single crochet. I think we're going to do half double crochet. So make a slip knot, join anywhere you want. I'm just going to join right here. Okay. Just going to chain one to secure that. And in that same spot where we yarn over, insert, pull through, and pull through all the way. Okay, I'm holding my yarn against my work so that the end will kind of blend in and I won't have to worry about weaving it in. So half double crochet all the way around back to the start, and then we're going to switch back to white again. Okay, so I've gotten all the way around back to the start. I'm going to find the top of the first half double crochet, and I think again I'm going to finish off because that reduces the chance of a toggle or a rough edge. I'm just going to cut it off. I could carry it, I could drop it and pick it up later, but I just want to get this done. So I'm going to pull that through. Again, I'll carry it behind my work. Ooh, this looks so cool. I love it. I can't believe how much I love this. Okay, switching back to white. I think the white band in the cuff is smaller than the navy. So joining back, we'll just join the same spot. Joining in the same spot or over a bit if you want, it doesn't really matter. We're going to just add with a slip knot another white thread. Add it with a slip. In the same spot where you just joined, you're going to do a single crochet. And then along the whole thing, we're going to go single crochets all the way around till we get back to the beginning. This is going to create a little small band of navy, sorry, a small band of white between the navies. So let's just get through that. And when you get back to the end, you're going to add on the navy again, and we're going to do the half double crochet. Okay, so where I finished off, I did a single crochet all the way around of the white, and then I just attached, I didn't show you this, but I figured if you've gotten this far, you could do it. So I attached the blue again, and I continued around with a half double crochet stitch. And now we're going to move on to the next section. I was going to leave it like this, but when I looked at the picture, the TaylorSwift picture, she had on her cuff, there was a white border. So I'm going to add that. This is going to be my last row now. Just going to find a spot to join our yarn. I'm going to put it close to where I finished off last, not the next stitch. I like to join with a slip knot, and we're going to do chain 3. So we'll slip knot, and then just secure it. Okay, so going into this, let's do 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to do half double crochets all the way around till we get back to that spot there. Here we go. Did I say half double crochet? We're going to do double crochets all the way around. And the reason I'm not doing a ribbing is because I don't want this to pucker. I want to make sure that it stays nice and straight for a bag. Okay, so just continue around. Oh, that looks great. I'm glad that we went with the double crochet for that because it's going to be a nice thick, but with not being too overwhelming. Continue around until you get back to here, and we're going to join, and finish off, and then we're going to make a handle or a strap for this project, and then we will be done. All right, so I got all the way around, and this definitely was the right decision. It looks fantastic. This is very inspired by her cardigan. I can tell by looking at it, and especially if you're a Swiftie, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you can immediately tell that this looks like the cardigan. Of course, it doesn't have the same details as a knit cardigan does, but this is a simple project you can do just to pay tribute to her cardigan. So for the handle, essentially you could do whatever kind of handle you like. You could do a single crochet, like do 6 and then all the way across. For me, I want to do something a little bit fun for the handle. So I'm going to put my crochet hook away, and I'm going to grab the 3 colors. So the gray, the white, and the navy. And I'm going to make a long braided strap for this bag. I'm probably going to be attaching it up here. So let's grab our colors. I'm just going to take a very long section of each color and maybe make, let's say, 8 strands. So 8 long strands of each color, and we're going to braid them together, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Okay, so for the sake of demonstration, let me move you over a little bit here. So for the sake of demonstration, I have created my strap length. I would say that it's about 1 meter worth of yarn, or 3 feet per section. So there's 3 feet of this and this and this, and I'm hoping that'll make a strap that's a suitable length for me and for my project. If you want to have yours longer or shorter, you can go ahead and do that. Trial and error. I feel like I'm winging this project a little bit. So simple braiding, we're going into the middle and then grabbing the next color into the middle. I don't know how tight I'm going to make that. I'm just going to keep it a tension that I think is nice. One over the other. I'm sorry the lighting is not so good. I'm filming this at night trying to get it done without my kids around. Let's see if I can adjust that light a bit. Okay, it's looking pretty good. It's very complimentary. So having the 3 colors that are on the bag as the strap, I think it's kind of a good idea. And I think that a braid is a little bit more playful, a little bit more youthful, if you will, than crocheting a narrow 6 single crochet strap. So let's just keep doing that until you get to the end. Tie it off, and then we're just going to simply sew this on. I'm going to use a needle and a thread rather than using yarn and a darning needle. So I'm just going to sew that on. I'm going to leave you to that. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I think that you can sew it on yourself. If you do need a tutorial on how to sew, I'm not the person to do that. I'm not an excellent sewer, but I intentionally will just trim that and sew through the knot, or even just through the base of the braid onto the spot that I want it for my bag. So I'll meet you back once it's all braided and attached and the project is assembled. Ta-da! It's finished. So I've made my strap. It's a little bit shorter than I'd like, but remember it's going to stretch out a little bit as well. If you want to make it a crossbody bag rather than just a shoulder bag, of course you'd want to go much longer than this, maybe double or triple. And also, this is not a requirement to make it like this. You can do a crocheted strap. You can buy a strap like a leather or some other kind of material strap. Totally up to you. This is kind of a creative project where I just kind of winged it. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that you liked this project. And I think I could convince my daughters to carry this bag around. Please like, subscribe, share with friends. I just like to see the people I just love seeing people participating in creativity. Again, there's no written pattern for this. I just kind of was like playing around, and I thought I'd take you along for the trip. Please join me again in the future, and we'll try another inspired by a singer piece of art. This is a piece of art. Bye.